Hey there DIYers, welcome back to the channel. So have you ever bought anything and it didn't work like you thought it would or by design and you needed to make an improvement to it? Well, that's where I'm at with this heat press. So let's get to it. So I bought this heat press for my wife so she can do some t-shirts and cups and whatever else. And this is less than $200 on Amazon. And you know, it looks nice, looks pretty well constructed and everything. But then when you get down to actually working on the mechanics of it, it seems that there's problems. And I'll just show you what I'm talking about. So to load this thing is, you know, you pull the platen out, and then of course you have to loosen the screw up here, and the arm swings out so you can load the shirt on here, get it all positioned, and then swing the arm back, push the table back under, and then once it's up to temperature, you pull down on this handle, clamp it, and it's, you know, doing the heat press at the moment. And then once the timer's done, then you lift it up, you're done. So I don't know if you noticed just in this shot, I'll tell you what's wrong with it and then you can see it again, is that when you go to apply the pressure, the press itself, the arm wants to bend back, and so it's not applying even pressure. It's putting more pressure back here on the back as opposed to this to the front. So here, let me go ahead and lower it down. You can see how that's flexing. And when that flexes, the plate down here, these springs are being compressed, but these over here are not. So it's not putting even pressure. So when I'm doing the image that's being pressed into the shirt, it's getting a lot more pressure back here at the back as it is to here. So I needed to fix that. So the one thing that they did was they put this little knob here on the back. You can tighten that up, and that does help some. It keeps the arm here, the main unit arm, from bending on the shaft that's aluminum. This is like a cast metal. This may even be aluminum itself. And then the shaft itself is aluminum. The bottom is a steel because it's magnetic. I mean, I could take a magnet and it'll stick to it. But so now that I got this tightened back here, the main arm does not bend on the shaft, but the overall whole shaft still bends back. So I was looking at some different ways to correct this, and I consulted with my father. My father, he's a great guy. He's got this engineering mind to him, even though he's not an engineer. He should have been, but he's a journeyman electrician by trade. And anyway, I consulted him, and he drew me up a schematic, a little diagram as to what he recommended. I was going to just put a plate down here on the bottom. I was going to put a big metal plate here to bolt on, and so it would keep it from flexing, but I don't know, I guess that wouldn't necessarily work. So here, I'll go ahead and display on the screen the diagram my father drew up, and that's ultimately how I'm going to fix it, but I'll alter a little bit as to the components. He's saying to use like pipe clamps to clamp around the base of this, and then to have a turnbuckle or two on either side of this the base, so that, and have that all tight, and that will keep this from pulling back. It'll keep the shaft straight. So what I plan to do is I'm going to drill a hole back here from the back through the front, and then I've got this little J hook. This is going to go in there and then screw and tighten down. So this is going to be there like that. And I've got these two turnbuckles. It's got a eye on one side and a hook on the other. And I have basically both of these are going to latch on like that, and then through the tube, and then towards the end here at the front of the press, these hooks are just going to hook down underneath the base. And so I can then, once I get that, then I'll just tighten this up, tighten each of those up really good, and then that's pulling force. It's pulling this arm forward. And so then when I do go to apply pressure, it'll keep this from lifting up because the it'll be pulling. So hopefully then when I'm clamping down, not only will the back be compressed on the springs, but also the front. I want that even pressure so that it's giving me even pressure. So that's only what we're doing. So at this point, I'm ready to go ahead and start doing the getting these installed. So I need to drill a hole from back here to the front. I think I'm going to actually do it a little bit of an angle. And I got to make sure that this is clear of this table. I think I'll probably actually have the hook so that it's facing down, so that way I know I'll be good. So anyway, with that, we'll go ahead and get the drill, get my bit, and we'll start getting that drilled. It says it's a 3/8. 3/8, so I do have a 3/8 bit. Yep, I guess I might as well go ahead and use the 3/8 then. So here's my 3/8 bit. So get that put in there. Okay. Now, I'm going to put that in there like so. I'll go in here in the top. Try to go out the bottom. So I'm just going to eyeball this. And with this angle, I think I should be good. Let's see what we got here. There, got through. All right, I think I need to go down and get a washer for this. Let me be right back. Just put that on there, just like that. That's good. So then that's hanging out there. Still pulls all the way up. Just hits it perfect. That's beautiful. So now I'm just going to use this just to put in a little slot on each side and call it a day. So start right there. Okay. So it slots there, and that just goes right there like that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so that looks like that's going to work there. Go ahead and get the slot here on this side. Beautiful. All right, so I got the slot on both sides. So good. Put it down here so you can see the two slots I put in. All right. And again, I'm just gonna, just so it'll bite into that. So I'm go ahead and get these on here. So I couldn't pull this one out. There's a little screw stop here I'm gonna pull that screw out. Okay. All right. So now we got the base out of the way. Now we got access to these. You can see how that looks a lot better. All right. So that's what we're doing, is pretty much just getting these tightened down. So it's so they're certainly pulling on that. So let's just see where we are with our flex now. Just so I've got it tight. It's not super tight, but it's at least, you know, I don't know. I'd call this a light tightness. It's not like super tight, but I can certainly go tighter. But I don't want to go too much. I don't want to overdo it. So let's guess. Okay, so this is in there nice and tight. So now let's pull this down. Well, I guess we need the platen or the base for it to have something to pop onto. Let's get the table line back up. Get that back in there. All right, so now we'll come down, boom, and go to apply pressure. And it's okay. It's still definitely. Yeah, it's still doing it. So let me go ahead and put some more tightness on this thing. See if we can get it a little tighter, a little better. You see, I went so much that it's actually got it bent down now. But so it's not perfect, but it is definitely applying better pressure both front and back. And then it's still clear of the shirt. Yeah, I think this is going to do it. So we'll have to do some tests on the actual prints and see how that does. But it's definitely pulled the arm forward, and it's keeping it so it's bending. It's not bending so much. So it's like, if you can look right here and here, before this one wasn't moving at all. It was just staying right where it was, and the back was bending down. So when I go to press this down now, you can see it's putting more even pressure around. The back is still getting a little more, but the fact that it's compressing this front spring some, actually, and all around, that tells me I'm getting, a lot more. It's more even than it was before. So let's see what this does for us, and we'll go from there. So I'll post an updated video with the results of how the prints actually do, and we'll see what we got from there. Anyway, simple little alteration. So again, although this is not completely fixing the problem, it's improving it. It's definitely making it better than it was. And for the, I don't know, I spent like $11 on this hardware, the turnbuckles and that little J-hook. So it's, even if it doesn't work so well, it's not like I spent a lot of money. And the effort I put into this, I'm sweating just because it's hot here in Georgia. But anyway, if you like this, please like and subscribe, comment below on what you would have done differently. And well, we'll see you on the next video.